king on the same colour as the bishop, but okay, he does take that risk. Black's king going towards the corner. If we bring up the analysis board, there is an idea in the position to try and give checkmate. White can actually drop his bishop back, and if black gets greedy, rook takes pawn, suddenly we see checkmate on the board. The black king now completely trapped, and this rook is supported by its bishop. So this is a mating net. Black's king trapped. The problem is, if you step back with the bishop, black's rook will first give check, and no matter where you go, black at the very least can block this diagonal, block the bishop's diagonal. And if the bishop and knight come off the board, it should be a draw, and suddenly black's pawn might start running. So Magnus, he's walking a tightrope here. We might see this happen.
We're going to see it happen because the bishop has threatened checkmate. Instantly, Magnus gave the check. And,
let's see the players, because was Anish Giri surprised by that last move? It does look like he might have missed that one. Maybe he thought he was just going to give checkmate, that he was going to win, but...
Just overexcitement there, because I did think that once you spot the idea sometimes, and this is something that I actually learned from you quite a bit, that you should wait with deploying the idea. You should maybe make an improving move, and then you get to, then you should enforce your idea when it's deadly.
Choose the moment, yeah. And maybe Anish Giri chose the wrong moment to go for the win. We have mentioned, I mean, the only thing stopping him from challenging Magnus for the world title is sometimes against these top players, he does all the right things. He has a perfect opening, great middle game. He just can't finish them off. And maybe he just missed that last move by Magnus Carlsen. We always say first thing you look for in any position are checks and captures, and maybe he just didn't take into consideration that check. That was Magnus's only move to save the game, I think.
Having said that, you know, we are asking everyone for the quiz of the day. You know, who would they take on a journey to outer space for one person? And Mai is saying that she would take Anish Giri because everything he says is gold. There would never be a dull moment. And yeah, I mean, he's been playing fantastic chess. Again, you know, you could have a great Twitter banter with him, also in-person banter, but good chess games, and you can see he is really tightening the pressure on Magnus.
Yeah, he is really tightening the pressure, and although maybe he missed that that solution, I think he still has a great position. I would just bring the white king now, try and attack black's pawn, use that white king to get active. That's the only plan that I see right now. But Anish Giri, under 10 seconds now, he has to move quickly. He finds what I think is probably the best move. He does bring his king to try and win black's pawn. You couldn't allow black to start running with that pawn. Otherwise, black gets counterplay, and white would have to lose a lot of time stopping that pawn. He finds a great move there. And actually, black's king is terrible right now on the edge of the board. So Anish Giri still with some decent winning chances. The knight drops back. I'm slightly surprised by that bishop move. I think white could have just played king takes pawn there, threatening checkmate again with that same rook move, and maybe just being 2 pawns up. But OK, Anish Giri, he wants to keep his bishop alive. And he still has this idea of giving checkmate. It takes a couple of moves, but black's king is so bad, unable to move right now, caught on the edge of the board. Maybe as well, black's knight now dominated by white's bishop. White's bishop in the centre of the board, black's knight kind of out there on the edge. No great squares to go to. Maybe Magnus is in trouble. And wow, look at the bar, 55.9. Anish Giri leans back, he's frowning. He knows Magnus Carlsen, I think, is just blundered. The king drops back and checkmate is unstoppable. White is just going to bring his rook across and give checkmate.
And Magnus realises, and is he just going to give up now?
Yes.
There's just no way to stop checkmate. You have to give up your rook, but even then, checkmate is coming.
And there it is. Magnus Carlsen resigns, losing in the 4th round to his big rival, Anish Giri. And look at Anish. He's shocked as well about that move from Magnus. Magnus still looking quite calm, but this must be so annoying. He's had such a good day so far.